here in LR Music,
Yes.
right? In his new studio, and can I just say, I love this whole area. I love the couch. You know, this whole vibe. Did you have this in mind, building it, or?
Yeah. I had this in mind. I wanted it to be a nice place to, you know, have a cup of coffee, be able to come in here and read, which is what I do in the mornings. So it's nice. It's a nice space, you know.
Did you go to IKEA and see this and?
No,
basically?
well, I bought a lot of stuff in IKEA, but
Okay.
it was just kind of like slowly adding the pieces in together and make them fit, you know, together. But I like how it looks.
Now, if we get like a shot of the whole room, it's not a huge room. It's a decent sized room. How high is this? These are pretty short.
So this is not that tall. It's about 7.5 feet, I think,
Okay.
of height. We had to lose some of the height when we were trying to even out the floors because this is the garage space.
Okay.
You know, so usually a garage has a bit of a tilt. So I wanted it to be even. So we just we put in some studs and then evened out the ground, so we lost some of that height, you know. But yeah, that's.
Is it under 7 foot or how?
It's like 7.5.
7.5?
It's like 7.5. It's not under 7 feet. It's 7.5. But it works, you know. This is like 21 feet by 12.
Okay.
It's a good space. It's definitely a good space. I mean, it's an upgrade from anything else I ever had. So
yeah,
it's nice. Yeah.
How long did this whole project?
So we started building in September of 2020, and we're in December now. So I moved in early November maybe.
Yeah, somewhere.
Early November. So it took about two months and a half to bring it all together. Yeah.
Well, I mean, fairly fast compared to.
Yeah, fairly fast, but it was a lot of work, but it's definitely working.
And I take it you're really proud of how it turned out.
Yeah, no, I like how it looks. I mean, it's better than anything I ever had, so I definitely like it a lot.
First, I noticed these panels. Now, what?
This is GIK, and these are diffuser panels. And so what I did was they have a really nice thing that they do, that if you sent them the measurements and the layout of the room, and I think they even have like software on their webpage where you can do a layout and send it to them, and then they tell you this is kind of what you would need to make the room sound fairly good, you know. Did
you have any sound treatment in your old place, or how?
I did. I had that Auralux foam.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, it just
nothing like that.
Yeah, no. That tames high end, and that's basically all. So one of the things that I love about the treatment is that I love my speakers a lot more now. You know, I appreciate the sound of the speakers. They're not high-end speakers, but definitely like a lot of mid-range information. Just a lot of mid-range information. Before I was mixing, had to go to the car and check it, and then come back. The first mix I ever did here, I went into the car and I was like, wow, this sounds amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was day and night for sure.
And so I see you have how many? 4 diffusers. Two on the side, 2 in the back.
And then 6.
So the front. Oh, okay, 6.
6, yeah.
The front one. And you have a cloud.
Yeah, 2 of these.
Traps.
2 here, so these are 6 too, and then the bass traps.
Now, were they hard to install, or how?
I mean, it depends. It depends. Yeah. I mean, it took me a little bit to install them. I wish I could have gotten them even more even, but it's decent. Not that bad. I think anybody can do it.
Is it one person job?
Not the cloud.
Oh, okay.
Not the cloud.
The bass traps were.
Easy,
that was. Everything else.
I think these are stacked on top. They're not even.
Oh, they're not.
Yeah, I have it. they're actually sitting on top of the baseboard on the bottom,
Oh, okay.
and then they're stacked on top of each other. And yeah.
You are a keyboard player by nature.
Yeah.
So what's your keyboard setup?
I've had this keyboard for more than 10 years, maybe. The Yamaha Motif XF8.
Okay.
You're probably gonna hear me say this a lot, but probably one of the best purchases I've ever made. Yeah, it's just I still think I can get 6 years out of this keyboard easily. So I think I got this around 2012, 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've had it for 8 years, 8 years, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. I love this piano, and I love the sound.
Oh, okay.
You know, like a lot of people would probably just be using it as a MIDI controller, but the full concert grand sound is very, very nice.
And that's what you use for piano sounds? That's what you use?
A lot of times I go back to this. Like sometimes I go to the contact stuff, you know, the VSTs on there, and then I come back to this. And this sound, there's something about it. I don't know if it's just that I'm used to hearing it because I've practiced on it so much that I come back to it and I'm like, no, this is what I need.
Yeah. The feel, everything.
The feel is amazing. Yeah. The Yamaha is probably the best keyboard feel.
Now I know you have a Nord.
I use a Nord at church. I use it mainly because of the sound. So the sound is, I think the sound of Nord is probably a little bit better than this.
Okay.
And I like just like the tactile thing they have going on.
Yeah.
You know? But the feel of the keys, nowhere near. I think if Nord could get that right, it would be.
Alright, so talking about the keyboard a bit. Now I see you have quite a few guitars here. I know some of them aren't yours, but it looks beautiful. So yeah, let's start with the guitars, you know.
Okay, so this is let's start with this one.
Okay, acoustic.
I got this guitar when I was 16. 15 years old, somewhere around there. So it's about 15 years old.
Okay.
So it's a Breedlove. Got it at Guitar Center. Went with my dad, and I wanted to get a guitar, and so he took me. And
yeah, that's really nice.
This guitar, I think it was worth about $900 when I looked at the price tag. I got it for $600 because the jack was messed up, so it didn't.
Mic.
Yeah, so it didn't work. And so then when they told me that, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna be recording at home. I'm not gonna be connecting the cable.
Yeah.
If I do want to do that in the future, I can just go and replace it, you know. But I haven't even fixed the jack.
15 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been recording it just like that. This is yours.
That's mine.
This is yours.
My little Martin.
I have a Telly here, American made, and I use this. I've used this on several of my songs. This is probably my go-to, and I'm not a guitar player, but I've been playing guitar electric guitar maybe like a year and a half or so, something like that. And for what I do, that's plenty, you know. This guitar has actually a really cool story. My brother-in-law gave it to me, and or let me borrow. I'm not sure. Either one.
It's yours now.
Yeah, but I'm using it. I've had it for like almost 2 years here. Crazy guitar. Yeah. I think it's me, but I haven't figured out how to use it more often, or maybe the style of music that I do doesn't really fit well or too much with this, you know. So I tend to go to the Fender a lot.
What year are these guitars? I know.
I think they're both. This is probably 2000. This might be 2001 or 2000, somewhere around there.
Like the same era.
Yeah,
guitars.
yeah, yeah. But nice. Man, I love the Telecaster.
Yeah, it's just your go-to for everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also been for you for a while now.
Yeah, we used to use this guitar at church.
Oh, okay.
So my dad's a pastor, so he bought this guitar. What is it now? 20 years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, for the worship team. The brother that was playing guitar retired after a while, and that guitar was stored for years. You know, maybe like 10 plus years. We had it just in the case. And then I got into recording. Pulled it out one day. I'm like, this is an American standard telly. I was like, wow. Yeah. So I, took it out, connected it. I think I took it to get it repaired a little bit. The electronics needed a little bit of work, and then it works. It's an awesome guitar. And then I have this Fender, which is also a bass that we had at church.
American as well, or
this is Mexican.
Okay, Mexican.
Mexican jazz bass. My dad probably bought this in, I don't know, maybe like 94.
Oh man.
96.
Well, I mean, it looks in great condition.
Yeah. We used this for a while, then we upgraded, and this kind of just stayed there at church, stored away.
Oh, okay.
And then I brought it out, and right now my plan for this is to actually swap the pickups, because this is also whatever it came with, stock. So swap the pickups and then swap the electronics inside. That's probably a little project that I'll be doing in the next year or so.
No, these are our guitars.
Yeah, these are.
That's nice. Now you have a few pedals here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. The same thing. I got into pedals about a year and a half ago because I was making tracks for church using the telly.
Okay.
And the telly into the Vox wasn't cutting it. I was actually using the Waves GTR3, whatever it's called.
The stomp boxes.
Yeah. Because we had this Vox at church as well.
Oh my god.
We used it for a while at church. And then we didn't have a guitarist after that. And so I was connecting this into my computer, DI, going into the GTR3, which I don't like how it sounds. I don't know. It's just that's my opinion. It doesn't sound. Just. But I was doing it mainly because I was making music in my room.
Okay.
And so having an amp, with volume could be annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then after a while, I just couldn't continue to use the GTR3. I didn't like how it sounds, so I brought the Vox in.
Yeah. After
bringing in the Vox, I was like, I need some pedals. So I started buying a few pedals, and my first pedals I bought were the compressor.
Okay.
The Keeley compressor. I got the TS9DX. I like this pedal. And I got a delay and reverb, which you really can't do worship music without delay or reverb now. So, and then slowly added the Morning Glory, which is now my go-to. A friend of mine had a Morning Glory, and I heard him play guitar on the Morning Glory and loved it. So I bought this one. Well, I bought this one because it was cheaper, and then I bought this one because this was not the sound that I was looking for worship music. A lot of people are using this, or they're using the Tumnus, or they're using like a Klon style, either a Klon or a Blues Breaker style pedal. So I went with this, loved it. Memory Boy, I like it. But now I've been using it mainly for that tone that I was showing you.
Slapback.
It's like a slapback type thing because I have the Nemesis Delay. Okay. This thing is
so sick. Analog and digital.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the analog one, and then I have the digital. I'm using the analog for the slapback thing. I'm sure I'll go to it for an analog delay, like a time delay.
Yeah.
But the Nemesis is really nice. Yeah. Really nice.
Is that your Nemesis?
I like the digital delay, but if anybody has this one, the noise tape delay.
Best setting there.
I mean, it has to fit the song, but
Yeah.
it sounds really cool.
Is that supposed to like emulate like the old tape?
Yeah, it's kind of like that tape style sound,
Okay.
and it sounds cool, man. It just it kind of, I don't know if it like detunes the guitar a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
And it just sounds cool. And then the TC Electronics Hall of Fame too.
Favorite reverb.
Yeah, I mean it's not a what is it, Big Sky? What is it called? Yeah,
Big Sky.
The Big Sky. It's not a Big Sky. Doesn't have all the settings, but it's definitely it does what you need it.